But, we talk a lot about Iran's role in regional destabilization. And as we just talked about, in the case of Syria and other places and in Lebanon, Iran has played a role in regional destabilization. But what's not talked about at all, at least in the Western debate, is the role of, number one, other countries in the region that are close to the West that have regionally destabilized the Middle East, but critically, the role of the United States and of England and in Europe of destabilizing the Middle East. So just to cite one example, the Brown University Cost of War Project, which is one of the standard academic reference sites for measuring the costs of war. I just looked up the data for this piece that I wrote, and they said that as a result of the post 9/11 interventions by the United States in the Middle East, between 4 and 5 million people, directly and indirectly, lost their lives because of the American Anglo intervention. And all we're talking about is Iran's role in destabilizing the Middle East. One needs some perspective and some objectivity here. So as long as these great powers are willing to engage in this type of, completely unhinged projection of power, many countries around the world are going to be on the receiving end of these types of policies, deeply undermining, the possibility and the prospects of these countries ever developing economically or politically. So this is a big problem. And it's getting worse. It always was a problem, I would argue, post-World War II, when the United States emerged as a global power and in the context of the Middle East started to project its power. But it's much worse now under Donald Trump because of, his politics, his lack of ethics, and, the people that surround him and that encourage him to engage in these types of policies.